Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. And our first order of business is to approve the minutes. There are actually two sets of minutes that I believe we can approve at the same time. There was the public hearing for the dog ordinance, and then 15 minutes later we started the select board meeting. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Has everybody read and the
Yes.
Yes.
okay. Any comments other than adding Nick to the first area of being present?
That's my only comment.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, all those in favor of accepting both sets of minutes?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, Con. And then we have additions and deletions. We have a private driveway, driveway name, and then correspondence about East Hill, Peaked Mountain resident letter. And then we have members of the public. We have Chad in the audience, and we have who online?
We have Sean and we have Helen online.
Okay. And correspondence. Well, we have the snow goer letter and the resident letter. And shall we deal with that now or later on?
What's the next one, members of the public?
Members of the public correspondence then. Snow goer letter. Has everybody read the letter from Jesse Bischoff?
Yes.
And I think it's pretty, have you read this or would you, okay. I think it's pretty boilerplate year to year that you're just basically asking to go across roads, not on people's private properties per se.
Correct, but last year, select board crossed off the East Hill, Steepway,
Okay,
so we put that back on, I'm just curious. So
Okay.
maybe this other letter has something to do with that, I have no idea, but.
well, so do you think we should hold off on this and then just go on to this,
So that one would be going up the road.
okay.
Uh,
Have you
Under
seen
normal
this letter?
conditions, under normal conditions, I mean, over past years, it was closed in the winter, so we were able to use that,
The whole stretch.
the whole stretch.
Gotcha.
And this is a letter to the members of the select board asking that it be kept open. And it's listed by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about 10 houses up there to keep it open. So I think, is that something the select board should act on this first and then talk about the snowmobile letter?
Probably is either way.
Board, how do you feel?
Well, I don't think that Harmony Hill should be plowed, and I think the snow goers should be allowed to use it.
Well, but, so are you gonna make a motion to that effect and see how the board votes?
Sure.
Okay, so,
We'll start with the keeping the road closed. I'll make a motion that we go back to no winter maintenance on Harmonyville Hill section of East Hill as done in previous years. And the signage remains that there is no winter maintenance done on that section of road.
do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. And how about discussion?
So Steve, can you remind me that is a class 3 road currently?
Yes.
So that means we, at this point, do have to maintain it in the winter?
We do receive funds for it.
So, can I chime in?
Sure, of course.
So I looked into the class 3 and I'm here as a Townshend citizen, so any state questions should go to the proper channel, obviously in the district. But under statute, class 3 roads can be deemed, or by the select board, they can say that it doesn't have to be maintained due to safety reasons. And there's a little process that you gotta follow per statute.
Yeah.
It's the chapter 19 BSA 302 is the beginning of it, and it explained it from there on.
Okay.
There's a few other things like is it wide enough to maintain, et cetera, but I'll let you guys read that for yourself, but
Yeah.
And
you
you
do
said
have,
it was chapter 2 VSA?
19 VSA 302.
Chapter 19.
And then 24 VSA Chapter 59, I think that's in reference to what select board have to do as far as what they've done in the past, as far as posting it, I'm assuming. I don't know. I didn't look into that, but not posting it, but warn it,
Yeah.
etc.
So then in this case, we would think about how, I guess, the heavy trucks in the winter causing these kind of bigger ditches in the road would make it unsafe to continue to plow that and maintain it in the winter. Is that kind of the rationale?
Well, I believe it has not been plowed in the winter for years. Last year was the first year that it was, for safety reasons, because of the steepness of the road, Mill Shoulder
Yeah.
on the right-hand side when you're coming down. And I did speak with some of the residents when Orrin brought it up first time, and they said they would not use it if it was plowed because of safety reasons. So that's why we declined his request, and we did not maintain it. And then Jeremy plowed it last year. So
And just conversely, we do have residents here that are saying they want it open, so some say they don't want to use it, and others say they do want to use it.
There's over 6 on here that have 2 other egress and regresses off of that mountain besides that one way. There's one of them that doesn't even live close to it. I mean, they live there, but they're not actually, they wouldn't use it, so to speak, if they were gonna egress and regress Route 30. Point being is out of the group, a majority of them wouldn't have anything to do with it. We've already brought this up. I believe this is the 3rd or 4th time it's been discussed in 4 or 5 years. And, it's one of those things that if somebody goes off the road, like Steve said, on the right-hand side, they're not even gonna be in sight of the road. They're gonna be off of it to the point of no return. And then we're gonna be on the liability part of that. And then we also have a fleet of 3 to 4 vehicles that are all 2-wheel drive vehicles. And now you're maintaining even more. And every now and then more is less. We have plenty of steep hills and areas in this town that we're already getting messed up on. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
So,
if it was up to me, we wouldn't be doing Hall Drive, we wouldn't be doing Schoolhouse. I mean,
I am just starting to research those to bring them to the
the
board.
damage that is done to the tire chains and the equipment to get to one house, it's really doesn't make much sense.
No, it doesn't, but they don't have any other way out.
I know.
Well, unless you consider that they're a driveway, and then they have their own way out. I mean, it's like,
my point being though, like you just said, no way out. Of this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people that have signed this, and 6 of them have 2 other ways to get off of
No,
that hill.
I totally agree.
That are town maintained and have been maintained. Peaked Mountain maintained, mid-80s on?
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
the East Hill part's been maintained forever. So it's like, they're not left in no man's land. They're not left with the fire department having to go around in a weird way or rescue or anything else.
okay, and it doesn't impact our money that we receive from the state if we close it?
No,
Okay, are we ready for a vote, folks?
yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'll abstain.
You abstained. I don't know if I got a vote from Nick. I got 3 ayes.
Thanks. Aye.
So there's 4 ayes, and it is to do no winter maintenance.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I think
then
we're
we
back
go
to the
back
letter.
to the letter. So, Chad, what do we need to do here? Just say yes to this? Okay.
It's
To approve it.
every year. I would just it was
Make a motion.
so that's why I came just to speak to.
Make a motion to accept the snow goers,
request?
A request to use the town roads for the 24 and 25 snowmobile season.
Second.
Okay, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All 5 of us said aye. Okay, thank you, Chad. You're welcome to stay for the whole rest of the exciting meeting.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I know that there's no highway report here probably today, but I do have a couple of questions.
Okay.
I think you guys as road commissioner, I take it as a group, so.
We should maybe do that under member of the public now.
Okay, yeah, we can do it now. Would you like to speak to us?
Sure. So I got a few things. Just basically, I was here a couple months ago. I know you guys put the East Hill Bridge out to bid. I think Sam Moore got it. Is there any, do you guys know when that might happen?
Supposedly it was happening in October.
Okay, perfect. What about center line striping? I know the state does that. Has anybody reached out? Has the highway department reached out to make sure we're gonna get done?
I don't know anything about that. We can check.
Call Megan, because they've already made all their rounds through the surrounding towns, so.
We had
We had that question a month or more ago because they were close in the area and they were like, oh,
Someone
everybody.
gonna be asking here.
Because it is a little, people get a little dicey on which half they want.
Yeah.
The half in the middle or the half on their side.
Kind of on that same subject, and it really, somebody was asking me about it, and I had no idea. You guys talked about fog lines possibly at one point. Any update on, is that happening?
We did.
So that's
The last time we asked Megan, we asked about a center line and fog lines
because
and,
the fog line, I believe, would be on the town.
okay.
We had a line item budget for that.
Yeah. So
I think we
guess
have
my
a
question is,
reserve, don't we
anybody-
have a reserve for fog
There,
lines?
there was like $2,500 left in the account.
Yeah,
So the question is,
center line and fog line, and whose expense is the fog line?
or not whose expense, but when can it happen?
Yeah,
Or
The
is it?
center line, I would be on it because that's done by the state, and I know.
and they'll
it's
close
getting late
down
season,
that
right?
soon.
The fog line is on us, but if somebody's talking to somebody, I would get a status up, get that done too before weather sets in, but.
Okay. What is a fog line?
The white
It's
line
a-
on the
the white
It's
shoulder.
a travel
Okay,
line on the
gotcha.
shoulder.
Yep.
I use them a lot when these bright lights come at you at night.
The center striping, is that on Grafton and
I know.
what road are we talking
35.
about?
Just
35. The new pavement doesn't have.
Okay, Route
any
35. right.
stripes on it.
I don't know about like Grafton Road, if that's down or not, I honestly don't know. Oh, when you go towards Grafton. I don't know, I know the new stuff isn't done and down towards my house isn't done, so.
Okay,
I brought it up last time and a little frustrated with our low bed use. So we have an equipment trailer, right, brand new,
Yes, we do.
and we use it 1 month out of the year.
That's correct.
So somebody needs to enlighten me, why do we have an equipment trailer for 1 month a year?
I want to sell it.
So I'm not here to say we need to sell it, but I'm here to say we need to be using it. We got a backhoe that runs down, back and forth, and it's a broken record for me, and I just, as a road commissioner, I think somebody needs to put a halt to it. I'm not saying you gotta load the backhoe on to come down here, but if it's going, I followed the backhoe all the way to West Townsend. Tires are $15,000-$20,000 at least probably now for that. We're paying these guys by the hour, loading on a trailer, and trucking it there. Or sell it. I guess that's the other option. It's foolish to just sit around.
Yep, I agree.
I believe I pay about $110 an hour to have a truck load any piece of equipment I have. Small excavator, small skidder, obviously a lowboy tractor trailer is a little more. But $110 an hour, it's like, that's not a lot in the course of a month, or 2 months, or 3 months.
It's not good for the trailer to sit around either. It hasn't seen salt. It's gonna, but they'll have to maintain it. I don't know. That's my 2 cents, and I would like. I guess I would like a reason if we're not going to do something different. If we're not going to use it, a justification from the road commissioners why we're not using it.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
Okay, Jess, we approved your letter.
Thank you.
You're welcome, as is, everything's good. And you're free to, do you have anything more about the highway?
No, the only thing that is, I guess, not all roads have been graded this summer, so especially the small roads, the dead end ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse for that in my eyes either, but I don't know, it's just me talking, you know. Jeremy's not here, which is fine, you guys.
He's not here because he had surgery.
No, I understood, I realize that, and that's, I would like a reason on that too. I know the people were here, the last time I was here upon Townshend Acres when we're asking for a schedule of a grading, and basically when we get there, we get there. I think we're in 2025, I don't think that's an answer you give anymore.
Mm-hmm.
In plowing,
Plowing
same, understand you're not gonna be able to stick to a schedule, but there should be some kind of rhyme and reason, especially with grading.
Not in their defense, but as a word of explanation, there was chock-a-block full of activity in Townshend Acres this summer with all of the electrical work.
So the other road should have been top priority, right? So they didn't have to do as much on Townshend Acres, they didn't have to do as much on Simpson Brook Road. Whatever, I don't know what the other roads they did, East Hill, they did some, or
We
whatever.
finished up on State Forest too.
Yeah, and we did.
So I guess I would like you know, I can come back when Jeremy's around too, but maybe somebody shouldn't find out why.
And again, we are having a committee about the 200 fund budget and how to guide a new road foreman in doing a better job in a positive way, and how to have basically work schedules. Like you can look at a calendar and say this week we'll be here, and now there might be a flood or something that would stop that, but that we can proactively help somebody and have it not come from a place of criticizing, have it come from a place of training.
And maintenance, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Maintaining their equipment.
We just got to the performance reviews, and I mean, I said to each person that I was involved in the performance, I want you each to own a truck and have my truck's the cleanest. My truck's, I know everything about the maintenance on this truck, you know. So I think there's ways that we can become a better team, basically. So, anything else?
I think that was all I had.
Okay. Jess, do you just want to listen?
Yeah, I mean, we can listen, we just mainly were coming, in regards to the snow goers letter, and also just on behalf of taxpayers, and just
Yep.
kind
Yeah,
of
so
seeing.
they just saying they approve, they're not gonna plow through,
Okay.
so we can use that little section for trailing.
So, will there be any logging happening on that road, on East Hill? And is there permits that need to be pulled? Like, would it be up to the logger that's doing that? Just to make sure safety aspects, obviously if we are going to be utilizing it, just to make sure that there's not skidders left, that there's not piles left, you know, just all working together.
I don't know, logger man, what do you say to that?
Well, I think maybe a little bit of signage saying that there's equipment gonna be there, but I think it's up to the person going up and down the snowmobile trail to maintain a safe speed and operation and pay attention. I mean, he's not logging in the middle of the road, he's working in the woods. So, I
think he's gonna be using the landing that's by the brook.
Right by that big culvert there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys will have to figure out who maintains that.
Okay, and then we go on to warrants, Rob?
make a motion to pay the warrants, starting with number one, payroll, in the amount of $15,541.10. Payroll tax, in the amount of $6,938.52. Number three, general fund, in the amount of $1,570.82. Number four, general fund, in the amount of $10,432.58. Number five, general fund, in the amount of $29,141.66. Number six, highway fund, in the amount of $42,709.74. Number eight, gazebo fund, in the amount of $49.29. Number nine, library fund and $39.10 for a total of $106,422.81.
Okay, discussion? I had found that the 10,432.58 does not add up, and it would be my suggestion to hold it. I pulled out this and the checks and then the sheets that Elaine gave us with those, and they don't add up.
Which number is that?
It's number 4 on the general fund, 10,432.58.
Which one?
Thank you.
All right,
Take
bye
your chair.
guys, happy
Jesse.
snowmobiling.
It's number 4 on the warrants in the general fund, and it is for the tax sales.
So you're pulling out the tax sale warrant, not the whole general fund.
No, it's just one part of the general fund warrants. And that's just my opinion, you people.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
So we-
Could hold it to next meeting.
that's for 0, isn't it? Or that's the 10,000?
it's
That's the
paying the
10,432.
lawyer, and it doesn't add up with all the different pieces that Becky gave us and Elaine provided, and they're just all different.
So the entire warrant is pulled.
That's what I said, that's what I suggest.
So we need to amend it for the 10,432.58.
Yes.
So are you amending your motion to pull that?
Or somebody can so move it.
I think we had a second, and all those in favor?
Who seconded? Wait, but I think you have to amend that.
Oh, then we have to have a motion to amend?
So moved.
Okay, and we're gonna take the 10,432.58 away from the 106,422.81, and Nick's gonna do the math.
So I want to make this straight. So Katie seconded the motion to approve the warrants. Nick makes an amendment to adjust, is that what I
I
heard?
think, or did I do it and you seconded it? It doesn't matter.
I moved it. Yeah. So the amendment is to remove 10,432.58 from the warrants for a total of 95,990.23 cents.
Say that again?
95,990.23 cents.
Here it is right there.
So then we need a vote to approve.
Should we add instruct the treasurer, or
Second.
just,
No, you just pulled it.
We don't have
Okay.
a second on the amendment, just
Any
FYI.
comments?
Second.
There we go.
What's that?
Any comment and then?
all those in favor, or discussion? You have discussion, I can see it, okay. All
Not
those
about
in,
this.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, now we're up
You still have to
to
approve
the-
that one. That was just the amendment.
Oh, that was just the amendment, okay. So do I hear a motion to approve 95,990.23?
So moved.
Second.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Alright,
okay. And now, we are going, do we have anything for the highway since we already talked about stuff here?
No, bids are down here.
Yeah,
And Jeremy's not here to
so,
offer an opinion on that. So I
okay.
don't think there's any report.
Okay, so we'll go on to the treasurer. We have the normal 2 bank accounts she offers us, which is, one is 720,500.98, and the other's the $30,000 swing account. The town clerk,
and do we not have a monthly budget status report?
we don't have a status report, we don't have a revenue report that we've asked for, so
Okay.
duly noted.
Can we ask for it for next time?
I do. I asked her for something
Cinco de
today, and
Mayo.
you know what she said? Go ahead and kill me.
I can
Wow.
run a budget
That's
status
good.
report, but the problem is that until she posts,
Yeah, it's not gonna be accurate.
Why don't you just take out the warrants amount?
Town clerk brought in 1125 in the last 2 weeks of September. And then there's the whole, then it's the town, the chair. And auditors draft recommendations for the town. I think it's something the select board should read over carefully. I have taken the liberty, if it said library or if it said fire department, of sending it to those people so that they knew what was in the report.
Ally did send it to the delinquent tax collector, who addressed the concern, saying that she does have a procedure and a policy, but she doesn't know where in town hall we all have it, but she has it.
Right, and I like her and I think she does a good job, but the sheet that Nick and I were looking at was very confusing, and maybe
At least you like her.
well, I think she does a good job with collecting things, but not a good job at having a spreadsheet that's easy for people to understand.
I think she's done it long enough now where we're getting down to the point where she must have a decent grasp on it. If these auditors are been rolling for the last 3 or 4 years, she's.
Yeah, it
So, I
probably
mean,
is true
we-
that there is, its policy is not housed here. We
Yeah.
should just get her policy.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
has one.
And that's in the draft auditor's report. Most of it is not like material deficiencies as much as like we should just have these things formalized and know how these things
So
work.
there is a question about how the select board wants to proceed on that, this discrepancy report.
I would just ask her to bring whatever her.
Oh, yeah, no, but there's a lot more.
A lot of, you have to
Not a
read,
lot, but there's a,
you have to read
There's
over
others.
this.
I gotta read.
Yeah.
and this is heavy.
School's good for something.
I was glazing over on this one.
Part.
Everything that says draft. Okay, are we moving on to state of Vermont tax letters? What is
I had
this?
forgotten what Helen said about this, so she's on, so,
Yeah.
we received this letter, and I think Helen can speak to it. She did actually email me, but I forgot to print that out. So maybe we ask her to come on.
Yeah.
She's not on mute, so.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hey, Holly.
Okay, so we are in compliance. We are sending out another RFP. I've sent it up to our district rep at the State Department. They're reviewing it, and the problem is that there are many appraisal companies and nobody wants to do a small town like Towns. So we are still working on it and we are in compliance.
So we can read this with a grain of salt?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then I believe the last thing I have on the chair's report is that Thursday night is a meeting worth noting at the Leland and Gray Building, C-level gym at 6 to 8 p.m. and it's about the school redistricting task force public hearing. And it's, to my knowledge, it's going to be held in 4 places in Vermont, and this is one of them, and I think it's the first one, and it might be very interesting to go to. I'll go to it and report to you guys if you can't go to it, but I think we all should be interested. So that's just a matter of information.
that's this Thursday, you said?
Yeah, here you go. And let's see, that's all I have, and then the grant coordinator reports next time. And old business, it looks like we have none. Europa contract level of service. Connie, do you want to speak to this?
So in the whole process of researching a website for the town, the question came up about what could a website company do that maybe takes some of the services off of Europa's plate and onto the website. Not much, but what came out of that whole discussion is the Europa contract cost significantly increased when we brought on cybersecurity a couple of years ago. And so there is a question that was put out to all the employees, and is now also being put out to the select board, which is, do we want to continue that level of service?
Which is outlined right here.
That is the survey results, that is not the Europa costs. And it did go up, and I had that figure, the difference would be, hold on.
One was 10,000, one was 14,000.
What came out of that survey was that there are some employees who are concerned about cybersecurity and some who aren't. For instance, the grant coordinator, we now pay for cybersecurity on the grant coordinator's computer. She doesn't use the computer because the computer doesn't work. And even if she was using the computer, she feels that she's not really using it in a way that creates a security risk. So there are some people who are saying that they don't really need that level of service. So we have the ability to, and I think we already have asked to take the grant coordinator's computer off of our contract, but it raises the question whether or not we want to do others. So we have an annual cost of plus minus $15,000 for Europa. That is much more than we used to pay a couple of years ago. If we take out the security services, we're taking out $4,800, and we have a new annual cost of around $10,000 for the remainder of the contract. So there's plus and minuses to that.
I think that when we went into this like expansion of the Europa last year, we were really trying to think about who trades sensitive information using the internet, and information that should be heavily protected on behalf of the town. I think I know from my position, when I was brand new, we weren't sure what kind of information I was going to be, and it turns out that, you know, most of my applications I turn over and Connie will submit or something like that, so I'm not really putting tax numbers out there.
Well, and if you are, it's all public knowledge that it's in the town report.
Yeah, so then, you know, having done it for this amount of time, it became clear that it wasn't as necessary for me, but it might be necessary for someone like the treasurer, where a breach would mean a totally different thing. So I think it makes sense to step down. I think last year we were also considering what Sherman was saying about how we are liable insurance-wise, I think, and things like that about getting money back if we had some kind of a breach. But I'd be comfortable stepping down those services on certain areas and maybe keeping them on others.
When you say areas, you mean certain people's computers?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how the whole contract works, but whether or not we can whether Europa will manage but not do cybersecurity on some and not others.
Right.
So we can find that out if you guys want us.
Do you think one thing is, there's one whether each role actually uses sensitive data, and it's another thing when they have access to it. So whether or not you as an example, whether or not you as a grant coordinator is using that data, if there is a breach into your computer, then if they can access sensitive data, then that's
That's true.
But what is sensitive data? My bank account number would be
Correct.
sensitive data, but not the fact that you pay me $1,500. It was.
It was that.
Yeah, but not the fact that you pay me $1,500 a year, because that's public record.
And so the grant coordinator probably doesn't have access to that data. So again, right, but it's not just about what data is being used, but what each person has accessible to them. And I don't know what Alenka as the town clerk has access to, but I mean, at least in this kind of spreadsheet, there's minimal own sensitive data, but I feel like she might have access to more, so it might still be
She has
something.
recording monies and petty cash money and things like that. I personally feel we should digest this and hold off on it until we see what way we're going forward with the treasury position. And that might impact the decisions that we make here, but I'm just one person.
I don't know enough about it. I'm gonna ride with the people that do. and I'm trusting you.
All right, Nick, what are we doing?
I think we can stand down probably the level of cybersecurity that we're doing. I'm not the cybersecurity guy, but I think we're probably maybe a little overboard on the amount of security given the actual
I think the first question we should ask Europa is, it's very clear when we bring a computer off commission, that's easy to take it off the contract. But I think we should ask them about still managing and not doing cybersecurity on all of them and see what they say.
Don't they cover the user, not the device? Isn't that,
Right.
didn't we go through all of this
Yeah.
last year?
Like if somebody else wanted to use my
Managing
computer,
users.
it had to be on the down low, or we'd have to pay them X
Right,
amount of
right.
dollars more a
Yeah,
month.
that's what I remember from doing a lot of this last year.
So I can ask them about that. And so I'll ask them just simply, can you take some people offline?
I do remember them not being that thrilled with us kind of suggesting
Of course.
stepping back in some ways and not, you know.
Less
We
money
were
for
the
them.
cash cow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's also, it's that question of when there's a breach, there's a breach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what creates the breach. And it is much safer to have everything covered. Have
Except
everything
for the
covered.
fact that it keeps ringing in my ears that if all of us don't do every single training that they want,
They
they
won't
won't
cover
stand
us.
up for us.
Yeah.
In court, they would not take responsibility if we're not complying. However, they do security measures.
Mhm.
It's, that comment was made, but if something were brought to court.
That if
Which
I,
is important.
yeah,
It's important.
so, okay.
Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna ask Connie to see about dropping back on services. Okay, and now we are on sand bids, followed by salt bids.
So can I make a couple comments here? Jeremy's not here. I think it'd be important to have him here. We put out a number of sand bids and a number of salt bids, and we didn't get a large response. We also, there's a question about how one came in. It came in through email, in an open email, not an attachment attached to it. So the question is, whether or not that's
Is that a
legit.
sealed bid?
Yeah, but it
That would
was
be-
also very expensive, meaning, and Jeremy was kind of shocked about
Yeah.
the increase. And so he had mentioned that some towns are not entering into contracts and they're just buying at the cheapest time that they can, or, so there may be a different way of looking at it.
Is this something we can hold off until the
I
28th?
would think that we can.
What does the board feel about that? I mean, Jeremy's just out of surgery a week today, so he's not here.
Well, if we had a snowstorm tomorrow, we have salt, we have sand,
Yeah.
so.
So we can wait till the 28th.
What were you gonna say, Rob? You were like about to speak up.
Well, I was just, an email in bid is only gonna be negative to the bidder.
Right.
It's not gonna be negative to
Right.
the other bidders.
Right.
So it's like, why wouldn't we accept an email bid?
Yeah.
As long as it's in the time frame and it's
Mm-hmm.
in,
Yep.
corrected.
Yep.
you know,
And
correct-
that's a question that the board is gonna, that was a question with the website.
Mhm.
That's a general question.
Yeah.
Is whether or not we're accepting, because the bid invitation doesn't say that.
Well, if somebody said, the other part with that is if we have a timeline and they send it in on the 11th and 3/4 hour,
Yeah.
it's still time stamped
Yeah.
and nobody would be able to, and then the other bidders wouldn't be able to, there wouldn't be any mess up there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like an unsealed bid.
Yeah.
Can I make one other request?
Oh,
So,
how many?
well, just one more on this
Okay.
one. If Jeremy thinks that we should rebid it or not bid it, can I just inform you all of that and you guys can discuss it or move it?
Just
On the
if-
28th.
Well, except that if he wants to rebid it before the 28th and have new bids
Oh.
come in on the 28th.
Can you act on
Can we
that
act on that?
and have it come in by the 28th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay.
Okay. And so now we've taken care of sand and salt. And we had a high town hall request. I'll let you handle these three.
Make a motion to approve Cody and Vivian Jeffers' town hall use request for a personal children's birthday party on November 8th with setup and breakdown between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. And to waive the fee and authorize Ally Evans on behalf of the board to
Now,
sign.
I thought it was 2 days, but am I wrong on that?
I see it, the 18th, 10/18 and
Yeah.
10, or 11/18.
But I don't see that in the request.
I think that, because there was a draft and then there was a final, so I think that's probably just the final. So we,
Well, the
and
one,
my understanding is that this is a plan B if the weather's bad.
well, we've
Wow.
approved it.
I just have to say, what does the weather have to do with an indoor party? But anyways,
They think it's gonna be springtime still. Okay, the next one.
Wait a minute.
we just have to
We
move
have
on
to
that.
vote. Was it seconded by somebody?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion?
Fee was waived, right?
Wait.
Fee was waived. They did not provide insurance, but they said they would ahead of the event. So I guess that would be like a contingent approval.
Make a motion to approve their town hall request,
Okay,
or common request for the,
We didn't vote on this one yet?
okay, all
We're still
those in
looking for a motion,
favor,
right?
No, we
Jeffers?
were motioned to.
oh, yes, all right, sorry.
That's okay. All those in
More like
favor is
energy.
about Jeffers?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, we have it come. And the next one?
Make a motion to approve the Townshend Historical Society annual meeting, or town hall use request for their annual meeting taking place on November 9th from 2 to 5 p.m. and to waive the fee and authorize Ally Evans on behalf of the board to sign.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, move on to the next one.
And lastly, I make a motion to approve the Townsend Public Library's town hall use request for the Festival of Trees and Craft Fair on Sunday, December 7th. We do not have a time for setup and breakdown, and to waive the fee and authorize Ally Evans on behalf of the board to sign.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Great.
and then
And there's the remaining road,
we
the
read.
driveway.
Have you folks read this one? I don't really feel like reading it, but I will. There's been a request made to give the driveway off 1849 Taft Road a new name as Private Road Quackenbush Lane. The driveway serves two parcels owned by Tina Rester Bush and the other owner by Brian Albee. Neither property owner has an issue with the name. And they want it for 911 purposes.
Yep.
So I would assume if we approve it, it's their expense.
It's their expense.
And-
That's what we've done in the past.
Yeah. Okay, do I hear a motion to do this?
So moved.
Second.
And any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Abstention, did we get 5 or did we get?
I didn't
I
hear
didn't
Kate.
vote.
Are you abstaining or are you a no?
I'll abstain.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it.
Rob, did you vote?
Fine, whatever.
I didn't get that.
It's,
So two
whatever.
abstentions or a yes?
Yeah, I'm all set with
so you're an abstention?
abstention.
Okay.
We have
Okay.
plenty of numbers out here.
Okay. All right, so now, can we go into executive?
302.
So, shall we make a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
You have to, if you want me in, you have to invite me in.
I'll invite Connie to stay in.
Has to be
And
part of the vote.
as part of the vote,
Do we have to make it with the VSA? and all that stuff?
VSA 3131A and VSA 3133. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And then did we reach any conclusions? We decided to research options for the treasury position, and we decided to post for an opening at the recycle for Tuesdays. So,
General,
Not for Tuesdays.
just a general.
it's general post, okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn a second,
Second.
and all those in favor?
Aye.
And don't forget to sign warrants.
So I interrupted.